meetings and logistics that are required by the ECOWAS regulations.
Funeral services industry grows in Sierra Leone, turning loss into profit through profession of care and dignity.
Opening a funeral home in the east end of Freetown, that is, you are dealing with only the less privileged to cope.
And Sierra Leone marks first ever Canada Day celebration, honoring a 2-century shared history and growing partnership.
Thank you for your partnership and for helping us celebrate Canada here in Sierra Leone for the first time.
I'm Vivian Swill, and this is Primetime News. First in the news, Sierra Leone is preparing to host the 9th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government on 19th July. First time the country will host the regional bloc's highest decision-making meeting. The summit is expected to bring together West African leaders to discuss economic integration and the future of ECOWAS, while placing Sierra Leone at the center of regional diplomacy. Earlier today on AYV's Wake Up Sierra Leone program, Foreign Affairs Minister Alhaji Musa Timothy Kaba spoke to us about the country's preparedness and the opportunities the summit presents. Here are the highlights.
Integrated funding sources. Of course, ECOWAS has its own statutory obligations to pay for meetings and logistics that are required by the ECOWAS regulations. And of course, as a host, we also contribute. I mean, we are the host to guests, and therefore we have to also contribute to ensure that our guests have a befitting and efficient experience when they come to our country. The benefits of hosting, I mean, apart from the conventional importance of being part of a multilateral group, a community group, and contributing and also benefiting from the group, hosting an international conference will showcase Sierra Leone's culture, will showcase us as Sierra Leoneans, the bodies of Sierra Leoneans, as a people that are peaceful, as a people that are loving of strangers, as a people that are hospitable, and also will expose our country and what we have to our community folks and our international partners that will be attending the summit and the other meetings. It also presents Sierra Leone to a broader and wider global audience. As it is right now, international press, all focuses on Sierra Leone for this particular historic, epochal moment in our country's existence in this regional organization. And so hotels are all fully booked. There are close to, or if not more than 600 West Africans that have descended on the capital of Sierra Leone. That economic impact is so measurable. Hotels are full, drivers are all busy with transportation, caterers, people that are providing soft services for hospitality are all doing their job, creating temporal employment. But also, the visionary leadership of the president in showcasing the other part of Sierra Leone that we can be a capable state to host international conferences. And that's why money and time and effort and vision has been put in what is now becoming the International Event Center in Lunge at the airport. A 5-star hotel will be constructed to be part of the infrastructure that will make Sierra Leone a destination for international meetings and conferences. As it is right now, people are put off, people are obfuscated by the challenges to traverse the estuary to get to Freetown. That difficulty is going to be solved.
The Mano River Union, founded in 1973 with Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire as member states, with its headquarters locally in Freetown, Sierra Leone, focuses on promoting peace, regional economic integration, trade and social development among its member states for the past decades. Now, ECOWAS presser in Abuja 2020 states that MRU countries face key challenges: border dispute and security, ambiguous colonial boundaries and weak peripheral state presence result in territorial sensitivities, including tensions within the Yenga area and the Lofa border. This power vacuum is often exploited for human trafficking, illegal arms, and illicit drug trades. Hence, the Mano River Union has initiated a sub-regional meeting for the Technical Committee on Peace, Security and Defense. Our governance reporter Emmanuel Nyakemomo has been following the story. He now reports.
implementation is very critical at this point in time. We have had lots of documents.
The Mano River Union, founded in 1973 with Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire as member states, with its headquarters locally in Freetown, Sierra Leone, focuses on promoting peace, regional economic integration, trade and social development among its member states for the past decades. ECOWAS press statement in Abuja 2026 states that MRU countries face key challenges within the basin, such as ambiguous colonial boundaries and weak peripheral state presence result in territorial sensitivities, including tensions within the Yenga area and the Lofa border. Hence, during this sub-regional meeting of the Mano River Union Technical Committee of Peace, Security and Defense, are some of these problems already overwhelming within the sub-region?
We gather here with a clear mandate to confront the urgent security realities across the Mano River sub-union, from the disruption of human trafficking and the illicit drug trade to the vital task of permanently resolving border tensions.
We have made remarkable strides in consolidating peace. We are continuously tested by emerging transboundary threats, including terrorism, illicit trafficking, and cybersecurity challenges spreading from the volatile Sahel. No single nation, as it has been mentioned, can confront these asymmetrical challenges alone.
Defense is about protecting our people, not just from armed threats, but from poverty, from disease, from climate shocks that fuel instability.
The World Drug Report by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime 2026 states that the current state of drug activities in West Africa 2026 is marked by a significant shift in the drug market landscape. The region is experiencing a rapid proliferation of synthetic drugs produced and traded in a decentralized manner. The shift has been driven by low entry cost, easy access to chemical precursors, and the use of digital platforms for anonymous transactions. But how does this technical meeting on peace, security, and defense for Mano River Union states solve these impending challenges of land border dispute, illicit drug activities, cybercrime, and among others?
This meeting, I hope, will provide an important opportunity to review the implementation of previous decisions, assess the current security landscape within our Mano River Union, exchange experiences and best practices, and develop practical recommendations that will further strengthen our security institutions.
But what has been the role of the Mano River Union in tackling challenges within the sub-region, like transnational organized crime, the Yenga border issue, among others?
So as far as MRU concerned, we know that we have challenges, but we are all brothers and sisters, and cannot be overcome. So we know the situation that are going on. If you cited the Yenga issue, we know that we are brothers and sisters, and the Mano River Union has the secretariat and the mandate which is given to the secretariat. We are working on it, but you know, diplomatically, it's true that people may think that we are not doing it, but with diplomacy, we have patience, but the fruits. So we are proof that
But it unique mechanism for preventing development from diplomacy and confidence building. When I meet regularly, they strengthen trust among nations, reduce the risks of misunderstandings, and create opportunities for coordinated policy responses, while at the same time attracting desired support to our projects and programs.
As the wind whistles from the Lion Mountain of Sierra Leone to the Futa Jallo of Guinea, to the Lofa County of Liberia, down to the economic capital and large city of Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, there is an urgent need for sustainable peace, economic stability within the sub-region. Emmanuel Nyakemomo, AYV News, Freetown.
Death is life's only certainty, yet it remains one of the few subjects many people prefer not to discuss. In Sierra Leone, funeral services have quietly become an important part of the country's care economy, helping families preserve dignity at life's most difficult moments. It is also a profession built on a profound paradox. While most people pray for long life and good health, the livelihood of funeral professionals begins only when a life has come to an end. Their work is born of loss, requiring compassion, technical skill, and quiet resilience in equal measure. As customs evolve, funeral homes are expanding beyond mortuary care into professional bereavement services, supporting families through one of life's most painful moments. AYV's business reporter Mariama Tomi and camera operator Daniel Fobi brings us the details.
Standing inside a funeral parlor may not be where most people expect a business story to begin. But beyond the silence is an industry providing an essential service. As Freetown grows, so too does the demand for professional funeral care, even though many Sierra Leoneans still see conversations about death as taboo.
Every life tells a story. Every farewell seeks to honor it. For many families, funeral homes provide precious time to grieve, to gather loved ones, and the demand for mortuary services has grown alongside urbanization and changing family structures. Among those who have witnessed that is Junietta Ayodele Macaulay, who continues a profession pioneered by her mother through Columbia David's Memorial, one of Sierra Leone's longest established funeral service providers.
One family member exactly, the less privileged people live in Freetown, and they don't go to funeral homes. 3, it's not worth it because you would have to be the carpenter, the embalmist, the driver, and everything, and it won't work. A lot of people thought it won't work. So, but I went through all the odds, I challenged it, and I started it. I don't regret it.
Yet, while the industry has evolved, attitudes have changed more slowly. Many Sierra Leoneans still regard conversations about death or funeral planning as taboo, choosing to make arrangements only after bereavement strikes.
Actually, not for fame money no more, but important because some person they sick for long. So we go taking life and go sutra fine. So it's fine for me.
Me, I'm Muslim. That's why they do nothing for me. Me, if I die, I just think the day when I die, now I no sleep. Let me go. I go rest. Me only thing, me once. And like now, when we die, you don't get power. But if I get power, I know they allow.
Behind every funeral is a workforce rarely seen. Embalmers, mortuary attendants, drivers, and administrators provide services that support grieving families while contributing quietly to Sierra Leone's growing service economy.
I wasn't making any profits. I don't think I would have gone through it since 1996. This is 30 years, to be exact, 30 years. Started off with one branch at Racecourse. Now I have 3 branches in Freetown. One at Racecourse, this one Circular Road, and one at Laka is the most recent. 2 branches up country, one at Kenema and the other one in Bow. One branch, the first branch, I think I had about 10 or 12 people, including cleaners, drivers, and gardeners. Right now, I have over 100 staff. One thing that people must realize is that, or which people should do in any business, don't go in for friendship and relationships. Don't go in for soriat. Let me put it in my own language, in soriat. Because like in my business, when once the person is buried and they haven't paid yet, there's nothing you can do. You cannot legally exhume the body, you cannot take them to court, you cannot anything. So
at the cemetery, where words often give way to silence, many acknowledge that planning for death is difficult. But dignity in death, they say, is a final gift to those left behind.
I would take care of the Ben gone, where people like come, at least they make that ajo to we, make that small little to we for the Uber survive. Because no get no side, they get Sansan can, I would total block can, I would beat them, so then and they all as they can survive all they get. Who find we self here, so not feel say now we own choice or we plan for the day so on we own self. But actually now waiting God mark for we, and now we also place this where it puts for we. Other man our office they work, some man get way they work, different side there. But we now, God bless we say now so for day for Lord for we will survive. Sansan can buy one bag Sansan. It can cost 20 millions. We total for go left hand at the grave, like 5 millions or something. If you meet up that genuine person, he had them for you for lay back smile, say yeah, you don't work for person.
From the mortuary to the graveside, the funeral business extends beyond preserving the dead to helping families navigate one of life's most difficult moments. While many Sierra Leoneans remain uncomfortable discussing death, those in the industry say planning ahead is as much about dignity as it is about necessity. Maya Matomi, AYV News, Freetown.
Now, for years, the absence of reliable electricity has shaped daily life in many parts of Sierra Leone, limiting businesses, education, and essential services. In Kabala, Koinadugu district, a long-awaited energy project is moving forward, with government and community stakeholders taking steps to address concerns over delays and prepare the ground for implementation. Our correspondent Ibrahim Sudais Koma reports from Kabala.
Communities in Kabala, electricity has long represented more than just a light. It represents opportunity. Following concern over delays to the electricity supply project, the government, through the Enhancing Sierra Leone Energy Access Project supported by the World Bank, has engaged residents and local leaders on a new phase of implementation. More than 136 people affected by the project receive compensation for trees removed during preparation for energy infrastructure, according to project officials.
So with the year, we'll be done do what we call the resettlement plan or resettlement action plan, wherein we hire consultants, when external consultants, begin for do a survey assessment and also do asset inventory and count a list, say, then people they are affected, the projects are affected. And we'll find developments in the counts for communities that you can't disturb them. Most of them get economic trees and most of them are farmers there. So if the project is affecting economic trees there, and they their livelihood, most of them are their livelihood sources. So you get for make sure say you not to pay, they pay them, but like they compensate them. So government they compensate them. They tell them so these developments now for owner. But at the same time, all the parts of the government and they forgive support.
Residents who receive compensation welcome the development, saying reliable electricity could transform business, improve learning conditions, and strengthen services across Koinadugu.
I appreciate because the development will come now for the common good, and we self get for benefit from the light. So this is now a very good thing for we. Apart from the compensation we then give, the light in general where they come na Kabala are a good for everybody. We say same na the school for the blind. We need light. Though we blind, but we need light.
And they advise all man This thing I would don't bring for me, so low will be watchman for the lights there. Low look to see person near the pole will ask low accent. What it make it enough near? So low all be watchman for the pole there.
Project officials are now appealing for continued cooperation from communities as work progresses, stressing that local support remains critical to delivering sustainable energy access. For Kabbalah residents, the promise is simple but powerful that after years of waiting, the arrival of electricity will bring modern illumination, will bring new possibilities. Ibrahim Sudais, Kuruma, AYB News, Kabbalah Northern Region.
As political parties begin preparations for the 2018 general elections, the Unity Party says its relationship and engagement with the Political Parties Regulation Commission, the PPRC, have improved significantly. This follows the party's inability to participate in the 2023 general elections. Unity Party leader Femi Claudius Cole says the party is now focused on rebuilding and strengthening its structures ahead of the next general elections. Earlier today on the program, she outlined the party's plans and priorities. Let's get the highlight.
We are doing a lot of planning for the 2028 elections. We are trying to really strengthen the different executives. And one thing I say a lot is, it's about time I stop being the only face of Unity Party, because it gives the impression like I'm the only person, and of which there's a whole team that makes the party possible. The relationship between the Unity Party and our interactions with the PPRC has improved tremendously. And I am hoping that it will grow into something more, something really tangible, that what we saw happen in 2023 will not repeat itself. And to answer your question about compliance, we have been compliant all along, actually. And the accusation that were made then were actually not founded on fact. The fact that we contested, I think, and we had those number of votes, I think was a testament to our possibilities. Okay. And even the day after, even before the runoff, I was in media and I said, I am a proud loser. Okay. The fact that people would, in the beginning, people saw it as a big joke. They thought we were just playing, that they see them beat and then they go die. Some people did actually vocalize it. They actually said it. I mean, I know they vote, I like you, I never vote for you because I wasted votes. I mean, we heard a lot of things. Even people who were actually close friends or family friends of mine actually came out and said, I never vote for you. But that was fine. But even with all that, we managed to do what we did. I then asked myself the question, in 2023, why was the effort made so hard to ensure we did not participate? We were at the convention, we had guests, it was live, we were live on AYV, and the program was ongoing, and all of a sudden it was interrupted with a truckload of police who were there to stop the program.
The relationship between Sierra Leone and Canada stretches back more than 2 centuries to the arrival of black loyalists from the Nova Scotia who helped establish Freetown in 1792. Now, for the first time, Canada Day has been officially celebrated in Sierra Leone. It was a symbolic milestone in a partnership that continues to grow through development, diplomacy, and shared values. AYV's Sheku Sila has more.
History has a long memory, long before diplomatic relations were formally established in 1961. The Sierra Leone and Canada has already begun with the black loyalists who journeyed from Nova Scotia to help found Freetown. More than 2 centuries later, that connection was celebrated through Sierra Leone's first official Canada Day reception. The event brought together government officials, diplomats, government partners and business leaders, reflecting a marriage that has expanded beyond history into education, governance, trade, and sustainable development.
Reflects the importance Canada places
on the relationship with Sierra Leone, and we deeply honor you being here today. As we celebrate Canada Day and the enduring friendship between Canada and Sierra Leone, I encourage you to enjoy this evening's program, music, and the opportunity to reconnect with old friends and forge new connections.
Canada remains an important development partner. According to the Government of Canada, its cooperation with Sierra Leone focuses on gender equality, food security, climate resilience, public sector governance, and sexual and reproductive health, while Canadian-supported programs continue to benefit communities across the country. Canada's High Commissioner to Sierra Leone said the relationship is built on mutual respect and shared commitment to inclusive government.
Here in Sierra Leone, we see that partnership in action. Through international assistance, we are helping to protect and advance the rights of young women and girls while improving their health, education, and overall well-being. In 24-25, Canada's assistance to Sierra Leone totaled $18.5 million, channeled through strategic investment with Canadians and multilateral organizations that work through local organizations to deliver lasting impact. Through trade, Canadian companies are contributing to Sierra Leone's economic development. And I'm glad to see some of the partners that we started having discussion with tonight here. In 2025, trade between Canada and Sierra Leone reached $22.6 million, an 11% increase from 2024.
Representing Sierra Leone's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Deputy Director General Franklin Brema Fahundo welcomed Canada's continued support, expressing hope for deeper cooperation in areas that directly improve the lives of Sierra Leoneans.
The government and people of the Republic of Sierra Leone, our warm congratulations and best wishes to the government and people of Canada on this important national occasion. The people-to-people connections between our nations remain among the strongest pillars of our relationship. The Sierra Leone community in Canada continues to make valuable contributions to Canadian society while serving as an important bridge between our two countries. Their success is a testament to the enduring friendship and mutual understanding that define our partnership.
Diplomacy is often measured in agreements, but sometimes it is measured in trust built over generation, as Canada and Sierra Leone celebrate a relationship spanning more than 6 decades for formal diplomacy and over 2 centuries of shared history. Both countries say they are looking not only to the past, but to a future shaped by strong partnership and common purpose. Sheikh Mohammed Salem, AYV News, Freetown.
As part of efforts to ensure a smooth transition to a fully automated electronic government procurement EGP system across all ministries, departments and agencies, the National Public Procurement Authority (NPPA) has soft-launched 2 new modules covering requisition and bid publication. Chief Executive Officer of the NPPA, Fodi Kone, says the modules and the EGP system as a whole will address long-standing records management challenges that have repeatedly been flagged in audit reports, while also minimizing human discretion in the procurement process. The launch took place at the NPPA headquarters on Tower Hill in Freetown. Samuel Ibrahim Kowoma reports.
So we have remaining modules that will complete the whole first phase of the EGP system, because come September we'll be launching formally the use of the EGP system to the 15 MDAs that are at the pilot stage. So the remaining modules now will address other activities.
The National Public Procurement Authority says the rollout of the new electronic government procurement modules will initially target high-spending ministries, departments and agencies, alongside other key public institutions.
Core MDAs, we have about 15 MDAs. I will list few. but we have some high-spending MDAs like the transport sector, the education sector, the health sector, and the agriculture sector. They are part of this pilot phase. Among those ones, we have all the governance institutions. Governance institutions like the Anti-Corruption Commission, the Audit Service, the Ministry of Finance, the Accountant General, the National Public Procurement Authority. They are all part of this initiative.
The Electronic Government Procurement Platform is a web-based system comprising several modules, including supplier registration, procurement planning, and price norms. The newly introduced requisition and bid publication modules further strengthen the digital procurement process. According to the authority, the transition is designed to eliminate many of the limitations associated with the manual procurement system by replacing newspaper advertisements and physical notice boards with digital publications. This is expected to expand access to procurement opportunities, improve transparency, and ensure equal access to information for all prospective bidders.
These two modules are the foundational modules for publication of bids on the platform. So you have the acquisition module and you have the bid publication module. This bid publication module is the one that interfaces between the MDAs and the suppliers. So this document will be published on the portal, which will be received by suppliers and filled and returned on the portal, and bids will be opened for evaluation and subsequent award of contract.
The launch also featured a live demonstration of the platform by the project's consultant, showcasing how the system operates and addressing concerns about its practical use. The electronic government procurement is increasingly taking root in Sierra Leone as a flagship public sector reform, supported by the World Bank and managed by the National Public Procurement Authority. The initiative aims to enhance efficiency, accountability, and transparency in public procurement. However, its full implementation will require overcoming challenges such as limited ICT infrastructure, inadequate digital skills, and institutional resistance to change. Samuel Ibrahim Kuroma, AYV News, Freetown.
This is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Please stay tuned for more stories after this break.
I run a small logistics company. Every cent counts. I didn't think I needed a fuel card until I got the Cornex fuel card. Now, I track exactly how much fuel my fleet uses, in real time. And when my wife or kids need fuel, no cash, no stress. It's safe, accepted nationwide, and I control how much goes on each card. At the end of the month, I see the savings, real savings. Cornex fuel card. I didn't know I needed it. Now, I can't run my business or family without it. Fuel smart. Live smart. Visit any Cornex filling station to sign off, or any Cornex office to get your card.
Welcome back. I am Phoebian Swale and this is Primetime News on AYV Television and Radio. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. Still in the news, healthy lands are disappearing at an alarming rate. The Food and Agriculture Organization's State of Food and Agriculture 2025 estimates that 1.7 billion people worldwide now live in areas where land degradation is reducing agricultural productivity, threatening livelihoods and economic growth. In Sierra Leone's province, where forests sustain both biodiversity and farming, the government has launched a 5-year sustainable land management project to restore degraded landscapes across Koinadugu and Falaba districts. Our correspondent Ibrahim Sudais Kouma reports from Kabbalah.
In Kabbalah, government officials, traditional leaders, and environmental stakeholders gathered to launch a program aimed in reversing years of environmental decline. The 5-year initiative will promote sustainable land use, restore degraded forests, and strengthen the resilience of community whose livelihood depend on natural resources. Project documents show that Kwenadugu and Falaba have been identified as a national hotspot for land degradation, making them a priority for restoration efforts.
I hope say they take this project as a own, because one thing where I know is climate change problem, climate issues, Alma issues, global issue. So I pray say they will take this project as their own and run them through to the finish line. Make sure say it benefits, because if they do it will benefit not only them but also the generations to come, because the destruction of the environment now a destruction to all man. Because they only affect one person, it affects all man. So I ask that they all come together, all man, whether woman, community leaders, everybody, they on board and be involved and be engaged in the implementation of this project, because the success of them lies at their hand to a large extent.
Project officials say success will depend as much on community ownership as on policy. Working alongside local council and traditional authorities, the program will encourage sustainable farming, forest conservation, and alternative livelihood that reduce pressure on fragile ecosystem while improving household incomes.
It's very important because when you look at Falaba and Kwenadugu districts, the rate at which we forests don't deplete, they don't deforest them, we water don't dry, and first time we can Kabbalah. Now one of the coldest country area na the country, but now you go sleep, they find yourself, the place don't become so hot. What did they cause that? That because of the activities, we don't cut all the tree the way they cover with. We don't go na the area where na like some we don't mind it with the oil outside way. God we don't give me say we for enjoy, but Motaman we don't begin pour the area the day. So it's very important for we come again. We born there. We also government don't support say Kwenadugu and Falaba. Now the time this for think again for a forest with area.
The Sustainable Land Management Project is expected to run for 5 years, supporting efforts to restore degraded ecosystem, strengthen environmental governance, and improve livelihood in Kwenadugu and Falaba districts. Stakeholders say the initiative represents a significant step towards addressing climate change in promoting sustainable development in both districts. Ibrahim Sudais Kuruma, AYV News, Kabbalah, Northern Province.
From applying for a passport to processing government records, public services are increasingly moving online. Yet technology is only as effective as the people behind it. Recognizing that challenge, the government of Sierra Leone has launched a nationwide national digital skills training program to equip civil servants with the tools needed to a faster, smarter, and more responsive public service. The initiative will train its first 1,000 officers in digital literacy, artificial intelligence, and modern workplace technology. Yeo Jalo reports.
It is now my humble privilege officially launch this weekly digital skills training for civil.
A government office no longer runs on paper alone. Increasingly, it depends on digital skills. That reality is driving Sierra Leone's latest investments in public sector reform. With the launch of the National Digital Skills Training Program led by the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation in partnership with the Ministry of Public Administration and Political Affairs, the program will train 1,000 civil servants in its first phase, focusing on digital literacy, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and modern productivity tools.
This training, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, therefore comes at a critical time. Our country's development depends significantly on the efficiency, responsiveness, and innovation of the public service. Digital skills are central to achieving these goals. They empower us to streamline processes, reduce the bureaucratic red tapeism and misuse, improve data management, and ultimately provide better services to you, our citizenry.
On behalf of the Ministry of Communication, Technology and Innovation, the Permanent Secretary said building digital capacity across governments remains central to Sierra Leone's broader public sector reform agenda.
Today's public service requires officers who are equipped with practical digital competencies to effectively support technology-driven governance and deliver efficient, responsive, and citizen-centered services.
The principal of the Public Service Training College says participants will receive practical hands-on instruction designed to improve everyday service delivery across ministries, departments, and agencies.
So in the next 8 to 9 months, ladies and gentlemen, we, us, MOPTI, MOPAPA, and PSA, are going to expose to and expand on the digital aptitude of over 1,000 civil servants from MDAs across this country.
The program responds to findings from the Ministry's 2025 Digital Skills Market Study, which identified significant digital skills gap across the public service.
Distinguished guests, the Ministry of Public Administration and Political Affairs is mandated to lead and coordinate the transformation of Sierra Leone's public service.
Around the world, governments are investing heavily in digital skills to modernize public administration. Sierra Leone hopes this program will help build a civil service that works faster, services better, and is prepared for an increasingly digital future. Yero Jallo, AYV News Freetown.
Well, now for the latest in sports, let's join Marie Esther Samura. Good evening, Marie.
Good evening, Fabian, and greetings to our viewers around the world. For our sports update, tonight, another exciting day of football unfolded at the Port Local Mini Stadium on 12th July 2026 in the National Division 1 playoff as clubs continued their quest for promotion to the Sierra Leone Premier League. In yesterday's game, Marimpa Stars from Lunsari secured their second win, beating Mkama FC by 3 goals to 2. Bombali Shabra defeated also Western United 2-0, and Waterloo Football Club registered their third win after beating Premier Academy 2-1. And of course, one-time contender of the Sierra Leone Premier League, Khalifa Stars from Mabuka, defeated Great Classes 3-1, and Waterloo FC are currently leading Group A with 9 points, while an overwhelming one for the squad. And now in women's football, Ashantonians Women's FC have been crowned champions of the 2026 Royal Queen's Cup after a 2-0 win over Eastern Lioness FC. The final held at the approved school field in Freetown saw an outstanding performance from the teams. Here is a report.
The competition brought together 6 women's football clubs across the Western area, presenting a valuable opportunity for players to maintain their sharpness ahead of the upcoming 2026-2027 Sierra Leone Women's Premier League, due to kick off in October this year. Despite being off-season, the match attracted some of the top female football talent in the country. The final itself was tense and fiercely contested. Ashentonians FC, who faced relegation from the Premier League last season, displayed renewed skills, eventually breaking through with 2 well-taken goals to secure the trophy. Medals, the Championship Cup and the Star Prize were presented after the final whistle to players and officials of Ashentonians FC. For Umu Hassan King, the driving force behind the Royal Queen's Cup, this venture has been a labor of love rooted in her determination to elevate women's football and offer new platforms for its growth.
After when the league came on, we understand the girl problem, nothing anything to engage themselves into. And immediately after, we get against system. So because of that, I think that short time within the week, the June, the July, the August, it will be too long. So why not get a tournament to engage them, keep them busy, keep them focused in the game. So now that's the inspiration behind the song. For keep them focused now one, and they look for scouting players, and that make we get one of the international scouts, where Nakai Samba, he watch the tournament throughout and instead don't get home. And as Royal Park Rangers, we female team there as well, and we don't able to scout players there, and we believe that other teams them don't scout players for this from this tournament. So we hope say them able to keep the impact, and then we're able to nurture them.
Ashentonians FC head coach noted that the competition win serves as a refresher for the squad's speed and offers genuine encouragement for the challenges ahead.
We feel good because this is not a team we not really do well at Premier League. So before we sit down, we try for gel players back together to see how we will affect Tamoba. So for give them this chance to make them play and win, that feeling even motivates them more. Well, from the start, I know it's no competition already. I will prepare, I tell the players what team they come from. And we're fortunate for being champion. Because the league now be open league. They don't make us see specifically now only players in our club. They make up. If you get a chance for bringing other players, then you can come with a strategy in the squad and play. They try for when they still continue for the team, they gel together. What affects the Premier League may not go affect the game.
Women's football in Sierra Leone continues to develop in quality and visibility.
And now on the international stage, the 2026 FIFA World Cup has brought non-stop excitement. And after a dramatic quarter-final stage, only 4 teams remain. France secured their place in the semi-finals with a 2-0 win over Morocco, while Spain edged out Belgium 2-1. England matched through with a thrilling 2-1 win against Norway, and Argentina clinched their spot by defeating Switzerland 3-1. And on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, July 14th, France will take on Spain at Dallas Stadium for a place in the Champions match, whilst the following day, Wednesday, July 15th, England faces Argentina in Atlanta Stadium, promising another epic battle. Well, that's it for sports updates tonight. Over to you, Fabian.
Thank you very much, Marie Esther Samuel, for the sports update. Well, that's all for Primetime News for tonight. For more stories, please visit our website on www.ayvnews.com. If you have feedback on tonight's news, kindly send us an email to info@ayvnews.com. I am Fabian Sweel. Thanks for watching and listening. Have a good night. Take care and bye for now.
You're watching AYV Television.